Hello and welcome to Excel Essentials. In this session, we'll be covering the IFNA and the IFERROR formula. So let's start off with the IFNA function in Excel. So we have it here and we can see there are two parameters for it. The value and the value if it returns an NA value. So NA values look like this, hashtag NA. And as you see, we have a column which is calculated and we've already got a formula in it. Now, the value element is what this existing formula is and what it has returned. And the IFNA is useful to handle the hashtag NA errors. So it evaluates if a given formula results in the NA value and replaces it with a specified alternate value or text, whatever you want to put in. Now, some formulas such as XLOOKUP have this built in, but let's say for the purpose of this that the formula doesn't have it built in automatically as an optional parameter. So what we would do is we'd open up the formula, and what we'd do is we'd wrap the existing formula in the IFNA function. Now by wrapping, it means we're just going to be putting the existing formula in the IFNA formula. So at the start, what we'll do after the equals is type IFNA and would open the brackets. Now the value we don't want to change if there are already responses to that. So then we're going to come to the end of the formula and we're going to hit comma. And then this is where we'll move on to the second parameter, that if NA parameter that needs to be satisfied in this formula. So let's say, for example, we want it to return that it's not valid because it's not in the list. So we'll do and open a speech mark bracket and we'll type in not valid, for example, and we'll close that and close off the bracket. Now, once we hit enter, the whole column recalculates and we see the ones that are not valid because they're not in the initial results. Now let's move on to the IFERROR function. Now the IFERROR function has the same similar two parameters to the IFNA. You'll have your value and what you want to return if there's an error or NA value. Now, IFERROR works across multiple different errors. So it can work on catching div 0 errors, which is when you're dividing by 0, NA errors, hashtag value errors, and more. So what we can do is we can use it to catch the errors in this column B, for example, and we wrap the existing formula with the if error. So we're going to go into the top and we're going to just go after the equals and type if error. We're going to leave the search formula that's already in there. This can be any different function you're using, so don't worry about that. And then we'll just do a comma at the end to move on to the value if error element of the formula. Now here is where we can return a value. I'm going to return a Boolean value of false, so I'm just going to type in false, for example, and I'm just going to close that. And now those two hashtag value errors have now been returned as false. Stay tuned for more Excel Essentials.